Hello everyone, we're back on another gorgeous day, very hot again. So anyway, I have a few words today, just a few. I hope you're listening. Your mind is like a magnet. If you think about blessings, you attract blessings. And if you think about problems, you attract problems. Always think good thoughts and always be positive and optimistic. We get what we think about. So think positive and life will be automatically positive, and always trust in Hashem. The moral here after these few words that I have just told you is, no matter how much we try, we have to have faith, we have to have emunah in Hashem. He has our back, He is behind us, He is with us. So think these positive thoughts and have a good week, everyone. We love you, and here's the Rabbi.
Shalom, shalom.
Shalom, hello.
Hello. Again, it's great to be able to say a few words of Torah. We are beginning a new book of the Torah, the fifth book of the Torah. Practically, this book is Devarim, Deuteronomy. It means a repetition of the Torah, but with certain additions that Moshe Rabbeinu wanted to speak to the people of Israel. In fact, this was just at the very end of their trek in the desert for 40 years. It was hot. They must have been just happy to be Be'arvot Moab, just by the river Jordan, even from the east side. It's already where it was given to the tribes of Reuben and Gad and the Menashe, and so it was already settled. Part of the land of Israel is not a proper part of the land, the east of the river Jordan, but somehow the fact that the tribe settled there, it acquired a certain kind of kedusha, of sanctity, in that part of the river Jordan. Now they were going to go into the conquest of the land of Canaan. They are arriving over there. And Moshe takes the opportunity. After all this time, for 40 years, at the very end of that time, Moshe Rabbeinu wanted to say a few words. God told him he wasn't going to enter the land of Canaan, Eretz Israel. He was going to stay in the east side of the Jordan. And of course, later we are going to see in the next parasha where Kadosh Baruch Hu, Moshe is asking him to at least show him the land. That's what happened. But meantime, he wants to dedicate a few, I would say, a few speeches or sermon. That is what the whole parasha is, with an addition of a few mitzvot, a few commandments. But Moshe Rabbeinu, he concentrated himself in rebuking the people, chastising them, and using words that are of admonition. So the way he did it, the Torah says, Ele Devarim, these are the words asher diber Moshe al kol Israel be'ever Yarden, by the river Jordan there, and he said, be'ever Yarden, ba'arava amol suv ben paranu ben tofel ve'lavan v'chatzerot ve'dizav. He uses terminologies that some of them doesn't make sense because there are not equivalent in the other part of the Torah. And really our rabbis understood that what Moshe Rabbeinu was rebuking the people of Israel, but they had to do it in such a way and in such a moment where whatever he was going to say, they were going to pay attention and take heed and take notice and really think and reflect on his words. He reminded them so many things that happened throughout the 40 years in the desert. And practically the way it come across is like, can you imagine all this pent up emotion that Moshe Rabbeinu had, and to rebuke them in one go. He did it here now. Why did he do that now at this moment? Of course, because he was going to die. And this would have been the auspicious moment to be able to speak to his people who he loved so much. And he gave so much of himself for them. And he said, he reminded them, you know, the golden calf, the terrible thing, many of the mistakes that they made, serving the golden calf. Then the time of Korach, with the rebellion. Then when they complained about meat and about water, so many things, and they were simply mentioned indirectly. These have, meaning when they had a lot of gold. And what did they do? Of course, the golden calf. And all the other things that in places that he mentioned, which is an indication that that's where they rebel or they complained incessantly. And why did Moshe Rabbeinu do that? Because he was about to die. And what happened is that he wanted to make sure that when he rebukes or reprimands them, they will not say, oh yes, first of all he gathered everybody together, because if he would talk to just a few of them and not the other would say, like Rashi said, the other would say, oh, if we would have been there, perhaps we would have had what to answer him, but not. He put everybody together and he asked him, he said, if you have got any complaint of what I am saying, you can now speak. And they paid attention. And the other thing is, they knew that because he was about to die at this time, then his words have meaning and are sincere. There is no agenda. There is no reason why he should really talk to them simply because he's angry with them. That's not what the position of Moshe Rabbeinu. Moshe Rabbeinu learned his lesson already, not to get angry. From the moment that he had to bring water from the rock and he spoke, and according to Rashi, he said, Amina Sela, he got angry and he forgot. And therefore he was panicked. In other cases also, if he was upset and angry, he loses his place, or he loses the understanding of the law, and all of a sudden somebody else has to take his place. This is what happened in the time of the death of Nadav and Avihu, that when he asked Aaron, why did the children didn't eat the korban chatat, the sin offering, and he forgot that Aaron had to come and say, but they are in mourning, they cannot do that. Oh, okay, this is because he was upset with them. And the same thing, so Moshe Rabbeinu learned his lesson, and it was an auspicious moment that he could speak to them, and really he was resulting that the words of Moshe Rabbeinu has reverberated throughout history, and the people of Israel learned a lot from him, and a lot of what his words meant for them, and. Also, it's a tochecha. It means a reprimand. That the tochecha comes from the word lehochia, to rebuke. But you have to rebuke is with a proof, because the word ochacha means also to bring a proof. And we know what happened in many cases, even like the time of Yosef with his brother. He put them in the spot where he rebukes them by themselves understanding that they couldn't have no excuse, and they themselves realized the wrong that they did to him. In this way, that's a kind of tochecha that Moshe Rabbeinu wanted to talk to them, even softly, indirectly, but they realized and they knew. And this is a way to be able to rebuke anybody. I hope that we should not need rebuke, but even if we need, or somebody else need, when we go, what better than to show that we care and that we have got love for the people that we reprimand or we rebuke, because it is not because of our own agenda, but it is for their best and for their benefit. Shabbat Shalom.